Okay, so today, this is Marissa. We are going to be changing her color up a little bit. We are going to put on a darker violet auburnish root. We're going to keep this as the mid-tone, and we're going to add some lighter pieces as a balayage through her ends. So here we have her hair all sectioned out. It's just into 4 quadrants. What we're going to do is we're going to keep it primarily dark. We're going to do just a few that come up a little bit higher into the widest part on the top portion of her head. But majority of it's going to be dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and cover up all of her regrowth first with 4MF. It's the matte series from J. Beverly Hills. Just 1:1, so it's going to be, well actually I'm going to do 1 to 1.5. So it'll be 40 grams of 4MF to 60 grams of 10 ball. And as we work down the head, I'm going to start to bring it down a little bit lower. And you can turn your brush vertically to make sure it feathers nicely and feather both sides. Make sure that the feathering is really staggered so you don't have any harsh lines that you'll need to blend out at the end. Now Marissa doesn't want a ton of blonde and she doesn't want to be overly blonde either actually. So we're going to be probably putting a highlight of an ashy 7 into her hair. And she doesn't, and I say ashy because it's already going to pull a lot of red, so we're just going to neutralize it so it'll look more like a neutral 7. So with Marissa, she likes to wear her hair with her natural wave. So what you want to consider is the size of the highlights that you're putting in, because you're not wearing, if she tends to straighten her hair, you don't want to make them too thick, but because she always wears it curly like 99% of the time, we want to make sure that the highlights are thick enough that we're going to be able to see. So if you look here, I really feathered on the dark. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly weave pieces. You don't want them all to be the same size. But how we're going to place her highlights is we're going to be more blonde and higher density from the front and then to the back. So what I'm going to do here is back comb her hair. I did probably about a medium weave. And I'm going to paint the feather the lightener on, and I'm going to paint it at 45. And then with the next section, I'm going to take, my sections are probably about ½ an inch. And so this view, I'm going to be careful to not weave directly over top of the last ones. The other ones I painted a little bit higher up, so these ones I'm going to paint a little bit just closer to the ends. And again, you can see, see this here, I brought the brown down to here, and this one, the brown's just up to here. So make sure you keep it really rounded. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm just above the widest part of the head, so there's maybe about 2 inches. I'm going to take smaller sections, probably about ½ a centimeter. And here I'm just going to do a baby fine weave, and I'm not going to paint it underneath because we don't want to be a ton of blonde, but I just want to break it up and add some subtle highlights to the top half of her head. And again, make sure you're feathering it on so there's no harsh lines of demarcation. So because I do want a heavier density of blonde just right in the front here, what I'm going to do from the widest point of the head up is I'm going to take a baby fine weave, set that aside, and then I'm also going to weave this part of it. So I'm going to just... on the section that I weaved, I'm going to pull it up a little higher. And I'm going to repeat this right up to her center part, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. So here we are. It's been about 20 minutes that her lightener has been on. The back we are processing it with 7 vol, and on the front we're using 20 vol. If we look at it, the color is about a 7.5, which is perfect because we're going to tone it with a 7. And then on the top here, it's about the same. So we'll be back with it washed and blow dried. So here you can see it's just roughly dried. It has a lot of nice little highlights in it. We didn't dry it 100% because just like a sponge, you want it to be a little bit damp. That's when it's going to be the most absorbent. We are going to tone it with J. Beverly Hills 7.2, which is a blue base 7. I didn't add any blue into it because we just want it to, we do want it just to be neutral. We don't want it to be too ashy. And then I put this with 5 vol. So here's her hair. You can see all these little highlights coming through here. We're going to prep her hair with some Replenish. Some Protect. And some Fix. So here you can see the colors nice and diffused. We kept it predominantly dark underneath. If you want to turn, you can keep turning. So just, it's going to look like it's just sun-kissed and then a little bit more dominant in the blonde here in the front. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want a cheat sheet with all the techniques and the formulas, make sure to leave your information in this link right here. We will send it out to you. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, let us know what you think, or if you have any questions, we'll make sure to get back to you. We release new videos every Friday. So see you next week.